Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nikodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. on Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. The end of the dollar as the world's reserve currency could severely impact its value compared to other currencies and crypto assets. In fact, it could have a knock-on effect on the $133 billion stablecoin market, which is dominated by dollar-pegged stablecoins. And so it was that Bloomberg reported the idea of an Asian monetary fund was discussed at a forum in Hainan Island last week. Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said that the purpose of this new agency would be to help the region, including China and Malaysia, to move away from the US dollar and the IMF. Now, several Asian countries, including Malaysia, they want to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. And so Malaysia's central bank is working with China's People's Bank to trade in their own currencies. Last month, China and Brazil decided to use only their currencies, ditching the dollar completely. Now, back in the 1990s, people discussed creating an Asian monetary fund, but Ibrahim believes that it's time to talk about it again. He said China and Japan's economies are strong now, and Ibrahim suggested two things. First, consider making an Asian monetary fund, and second, to use their respective currencies. And we were talking about this the other night. A Russian official discussed a new currency for the BRICS alliance last March. That alliance includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They want to reduce their reliance on the dollar. In October of 2022, Chinese researchers suggested creating a digital currency that would be based on several Asian currencies. Alex Lowe is a columnist at the South China Morning Post, and he believes that other countries want to reduce their dollar reliance for more than just economic reasons. They want to get away from US foreign policy. They feel like the US has weaponized its dollar global dominance in the past couple of decades. Lowe thinks it's becoming more common. And now the US dollar has been king for a very long time, several decades. And as a result, a shift away from the dollar's reserve currency status could have several negative effects. You could have a reduced demand for US government debt because the US has been able to borrow at a lower interest rate due to the demand for US government debt. Add to that speculators and investors that are just hodling their dollars. If the dollar loses its reserve currency status, the demand for US debt could decrease. This would lead to higher interest rates and increased borrowing costs for the US government. Also, the loss of reserve currency status could lead to a weakening of the dollar against other currencies. This would increase the cost of imports and push inflation even higher. And to be honest, the US dollar reserve status is given the US significant geopolitical influence. Losing this status could lead to a loss of influence and reduced ability to influence global economic policies. And then there's the question of market stability. If the US dollar is no longer the dominant reserve currency, there could be increased volatility in financial markets as investors adjust to the new currency landscape. This could lead to increased uncertainty and risk for investors. And possibly the most important, the loss of reserve currency status could make it more difficult for US businesses to compete internationally, as they may face higher costs for imports and decreased demand for their exports. So generally speaking, if the US dollar loses its reserve currency status, there will be substantial negative effects on the economy, both here in the US and in the greater global financial system. Okay. I want to thank you for hanging in there with me so far. I'm going to ask you to like, follow, and subscribe to the show. It makes a big difference in getting the show out there in front of more people. Now, the Swiss government-owned retail bank Post Finance plans to offer cryptocurrency trading and storage to its customers. I'm going to repeat that for emphasis. A state-owned bank plans on offering crypto trading and offering crypto custody services. Post Finance teamed up with Signum. Signum is a local cryptocurrency bank. And so these two companies will provide regulated digital asset banking services to Post Finance's customers. So Post Finance's customers can purchase, hodl, and sell major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Sygnum's institutional B2B offering is what makes the whole thing work. It provides banks with a way to enter the market with digital products that are compliant and regulated. More than 15 partner banks make up the B2B network. This network supports various cryptocurrencies and revenue-generating services such as staking. Post Finance's chief investment officer is Philip Merck, and he said that the bank's customers are demanding cryptocurrency services. And as a result, Post Finance has decided to offer cryptocurrency trading and storage. Merck added that the digital assets have become essential in the financial world. Customers want access to this market through their trusted bank. Switzerland's National Postal Service, Swiss Post, founded Post Finance in 1906. Post Finance is known for its pro-crypto stance. In 2021, the public company created its crypto custody platform and released digital collectibles linked to physical stamps. Swiss Post announced Crypto Stamp 3.0's launch shortly before Post Finance's announcement. Crypto Stamp 3.0 is a new crypto stamp that includes physical and NFT versions with integrated AI technology. It will be available for purchase on May 2nd, 2023. The U.S. Justice Department has taken in $112 million of cryptocurrency stolen from victims of various scams. The scammers mostly use a tactic called pig butchering to gain the trust of victims and then take their money through investment schemes. So that $112 million came from 6 accounts that were targeted by warrants for seizure. Those warrants were issued by judges in the District of Arizona, the Central District of California, and the District of Idaho. And so the seized assets all came from different schemes, but they can all be categorized as confidence scams. Court documents indicate that virtual currency accounts were used to launder money from these scams. Scammers build relationships with victims online and then convince them to invest in fraudulent cryptocurrency trading platforms. However, instead of investing the money, the scammers and their partners divert the funds to cryptocurrency addresses and accounts that they control. Americans lost $3.31 billion to investment scams in 2022. And I cannot say that I'm surprised to find out that most of the scams involved crypto. That $3.31 billion lost to scams in 2022 exceeded the losses of 2021, when scammers stole $2.57 billion. Now, moving on from the national stage to the local level, one thing listeners of this show know for sure, Texas has a lot of Bitcoin miners. A new law in the Lone Star State may strip some of those miners' benefits. Senate Bill 1751 limits miners' participation in grid balancing programs, and that bill has already passed committee, which means now it goes to the full chamber. Satoshi Action Fund CEO Dennis Porter said that no one opposed it in the committee. He said it's on the uncontested list, so it will very likely pass the Senate. From there, it goes to the Texas House. Texas is a top location for Bitcoin mining because of its low energy prices and a good business environment. But things changed for the industry in 2022. The Texas grid operator slowed down approvals for new mining facilities because there were too many miners. Miners earn credits by shutting down their operations during times of high energy demand. Riot Platforms made $21.3 million in credits from January to September of 2022. However, the new law will limit miners to using only 10% of grid ancillary services, including demand response programs. Now, this new law will stop tax breaks for some properties. It also says that miners with over 10 megawatts of computing power must register with ERCOT. 3 Republican state senators, Lois Kolkhorst, Donna Campbell, and Robert Nichols, all sponsored the bill. Christine Cranley is the Texas Blockchain Council Director of Business Development, and she's telling Texans to tell their representatives to vote against the bill. She thinks that the law will make ERCOT spend more money to get demand response services. She said that this will make Texas ratepayers pay more, and the grid will be less stable to boot. And on the topic of state regulators, we have tonight's cover story. Montana and Alabama regulators joined Texas in filing actions against YieldTrust AI. They claim that the platform is running a Ponzi scheme. YieldTrust AI's owner, Stefan Ciapraga, and his dApp called YieldBot are at the center of the allegations. Now, he claimed that YieldBot is powered by an advanced AI and can trade and profit more efficiently than any human. Regulators accused YieldTrust of failing to prove the existence of their AI bot to investors. YieldTrust didn't provide any evidence that the bot performs as well as they claim that it does. According to Montana's regulator, YieldBot was created for Binance's BNB Smart Chain. It claims that it can generate up to 2.2% daily returns for new investors by analyzing the crypto markets and quickly making trading decisions. YieldBot autonomously selects from hundreds of trading methods and combines them to create unique strategies, resulting in high performance. Or so they say. State regulators allege that an independent audit of the bot's smart contract found it to be dangerous. The audit revealed that YieldTrust retained enough control to prevent users from withdrawing their assets. According to Montana's Securities Commissioner, scammers are using the hype around AI to deceive investors with high-tech scams. Montana's regulator ordered YieldTrust to stop all activity in the state and to pay $100,000 in fines. The Texas State Securities Board also issued multiple cease and desist orders. After the smart contract audit was released, YieldTrust announced that it would indeed shut down. And it seems to be true, since there's been no trading activity, at least according to dApp Radar data. The regulator's orders claim that YieldTrust raised public capital to pay off previous investors. Classic Ponzi scheme. And in typical scammer fashion, YieldTrust's website is no longer available and its Twitter account has been deleted. AI has become more popular and surrounded by hype since OpenAI released the ChatGPT AI chatbot on November 30th. Despite occasional inaccuracies, ChatGPT is a powerful tool capable of passing the bar, acing the SATs, and identifying exploits in smart contracts. The P2P cryptocurrency marketplace Paxful shut down recently, which leaves people worldwide looking for other options. Nigerians in particular have been hit particularly hard. Paxful announced their shutdown on April 4th. According to Ray Youssef, founder and CEO, the reason for the shutdown was because of key staff departures and regulatory issues. Chainalysis' 2020 Cryptocurrency Geography Report says Nigeria ranked 8th among 154 countries for cryptocurrency adoption and usage rate. Paxful played a significant role in expanding the crypto industry in Nigeria by pioneering the use of P2P. For many people, Paxful was the go-to place to trade gift cards for Bitcoin. And so some Twitter community members worry about getting their funds back after the shutdown of Paxful. Ray Youssef reassured users through a tweet that the Paxful team is working on those withdrawals. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating or a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.